welcome to Pilates. My name's Vera. I'm glad you could join me today. We're going to start by lying down with the knees bent. If you need a little pillow, feel free to put one behind your head, whatever makes you comfortable. And we'll start with the arms out to the side. And now just become a little bit heavy through the ribs, and then really lengthen the arms like you're trying to reach something just out of reach. And now while you're here, we're going to look down towards the knees and then press the hands into the floor and gently press your head into the mat. And relax. Again, just going to gently press the arms, hands, fingers into the floor, and then nice and heavy through the rib cage. And then a little gentle press with the head and relax. And now we want to keep the ribs nice and heavy as we start to make a snow angel and let the arms come overhead. And it's only whatever range of motion feels okay for you, sweeping the arms down and up. And down. And up. Perfect. And now let's just turn our pinkies up towards the ceiling and pick those apples just a little bit out of reach overhead. 3, and 2, and 1. In a second I'm going to be lifting my head, but if that's not a comfortable movement for you, just do the arm movements. So we're going to let the arms arc up, and then if you're lifting your head, nod your head like you're saying yes, and let the head float up so that you're looking right at your belly button. Push the fingers down towards your feet and put a little energy between your knees. And then soften down nice and slow. Heavy ribs as we reach overhead. And then arcing the arms up, we're going to nod the head, let the head float up. If you do have any discomfort in your neck, placing the tongue heavily on the roof of the mouth sometimes helps engage those deep stabilizers so you don't have as much of an issue. So just pressing the tongue into the roof of the mouth and down. Let's go one more. Inhale up, exhale, and lift. Hold it here, 4 and 3 and 2 and down. Perfect. From here we're going to take our right hand behind the head. We're going to take our left hand down to the side and then just gently press that elbow into the mat and relax. And then again, just opening up the chest and shoulders, we're going to press the elbow and then gently press the head into your hand and relax. And let's go 2 more. Press and relax. And one more time, press and relax. And now we're going to guide that shoulder towards the opposite knee. So oftentimes I see people lifting their head with their elbow, and that's exceedingly hard on your neck. So we want to make the movement come from your abs. So we're going to use the abs, keeping that elbow as wide as you can and just steering that opposite shoulder towards the opposite knee. Again, just a little squeeze in the knees to engage those inner thighs and down. And inhale to prepare, exhale, guide that shoulder towards the opposite knee and down. And 3 and down. Let's go 2 more. 4 and down. And 1 more. 5 and down. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do the switcheroo. So now the left hand goes behind the head, the right hand goes down to the side. Take a second to slide that hand down towards your feet and get all that tension out of your neck. So now it's going to be your left elbow pressing into the floor, and then that little gentle push where you look down at your knees with your head into your hands and relax. Again, elbow, and then that little gentle press with the head. So just we're always trying to improve our posture and open up the chest and shoulders and relax. Let's go 2 more. Press and relax. And very last one, press. And now we're going to use the abs to lift that shoulder across the body towards the other knee. And down. Inhale to prepare, exhale up. And inhale down. And we've got 3 more. Exhale up. Inhale, control down. And 2 more. And down. And on the last one, up. And down. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to take the other hand down to our side. Slide the hands one more time towards your feet. Walk the feet up towards your hands. Widen out through the shoulders, so try to press the tips of your shoulders on the floor. We're going to separate our feet so they're about hip width. And now we're going to really engage the glutes as we lift the hip up into a bridge position. And nice wide chest and shoulders, and really squeezing the glutes. Most of the energy's in your heels, but we also want to press the big toe and your toes into the ground to get away from that hamstring really overactivating. And then lots of control as we lower it down. And then squeeze the glutes and lift. And now we're trying to keep our hips as still as we can as we unweight one foot. And notice your shoulders as well. We're trying to minimize leaning into that shoulder and then control down. And same thing on the other side, trying to keep the hips nice and level as we lift and down. If that hurts your back at all, just stay with the 2-legged bridge until your glutes get a little stronger to really active or to be stable lifting the legs so that your back doesn't hurt. Let's go 2 more and down. And very last one and down, and then gently lower the hips onto the floor. Good job. From here we're going to bring that right foot up towards your chest, so fold it in, give your knee a great big hug. And now let's flex and point the foot. Just flexing and pointing. Flex and point. And now really press into the heel and lengthen that leg out as much as you can, but keep it hugged nice and tight to the chest. Nice deep breathing. Chest is wide, shoulders are wide. And breathe. With every exhale, you try to straighten that leg a little bit more. Just want to relax those hamstrings before we do lower ab work so that they're not tugging on your low back. Perfect. And let's go with the other side. We're going to fold it up. Big squeeze behind. Start with that flex, pushing into your heels, and then all 5 toes all the way out. Press into the heels. And reach the toes. Now press into the heel and then straighten the leg out, shoulders wide. With every exhale, we're trying to straighten that leg just a teeny bit more. Nice deep breathing. Nice work and relax. Perfect. And now we're going to switch legs again and fold that leg up towards your chest. Bring it in far enough until you feel your ribs really flatten out. And now from here, we're going to keep the ribs pressed into the ground. There's a couple of ways we can do it. We can just leave your hands where they are and anchor the rib cage. If you want a little more feedback and your arms are flexible, we can put the hands behind the back in that little curve in the back and press your back against the hands, because that will give you a little more feedback to what your back's doing. And now from here, we're just going to try to keep that energy against your hands or pressing the ribs against the floor as we touch the foot down and then fold it up. If that's easy to keep your back pressed against, because that's the most important part, is keeping that back nice and solid, then we can reach a little further. So you decide where to go with this one. The goal is that your back doesn't change when we move the leg. Let's go 2 more. And now if you find that hard at all, that's your exercise. Don't add on to it. But if that's feeling pretty easy, we'll just take that other hand out, touch the knee, And as you lower the leg, we're going to reach that arm overhead. Now your back has to stabilize in two directions. It has to stabilize the leg and the arms. So it's a little harder to keep the ribs down when that's happening. Again, it's easy. You just take your leg a little further from the bottom. If it's hard, you keep your heel closer to your bottom, and you don't even have to touch the ground. You go to whatever point you can go without your back changing. Last one. Perfect. And in. And then we're just going to lower that leg down, give it a little shake if you need to. And then from here, if your hands are behind your back, we'll put them back in there again. We're going to press or bring the leg in until you really feel that back flat, and then it's just trying to keep that back nice and solid by engaging your abs. And then point the toe, and we're going to start touching, or keep your back flat on the floor. So if you want to make it harder, we take the leg further away. You want to make it easier, we bring that leg closer. And only if that feels good and solid, then we take out that opposite hand, still keeping your back nice and still, pressing your low back against your hand or against the mat. We'll go 5 more, and 4 more, reach, 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 3 more, and 2 more. And very last one. Awesome. Okay. From here, let's just bring the leg down. We'll release the low back by bringing our arms out to the side, and we're going to let our knees fall over to one side. And when you do, let's look away from the knees, just over that opposite hand. Big breath in, and now initiate this movement from your abs. So we're not just swinging the legs, we're using the abs to let the legs roll over. And as your knees come over, we're going to look away from the hands. And now back to the center. Now if you do have any back problems, it hurts to lift your legs up, keep doing that knee sway with your feet on the floor. But if you're okay to fold one foot up and then the other until you feel your back nice and flat on the floor. Same type of movement. We're going to really anchor the arms down to the ground. And then when you go over to the right, you want to keep your left shoulder as heavy as you can. And then let's inhale here, exhale, hold. And then a big inhale to come up and over to the other side. Inhaling helps to lengthen and decompress the spine. And keeping the opposite shoulder as heavy as we can. We're going to hold wherever you can go without your shoulders changing, but don't let your knees hit the ground, because if they do, your core is not going to be working as hard. And then a big breath in, up and over. And let's do a few more. Up and over, big inhale. Exhale and hold. Big inhale. Exhale and hold. One more time, inhale. Exhale and hold, perfect. From here, we're just going to cross the ankles, arms down to the side, walk the hands down again so there's no tension in your shoulders, and then widen out through the shoulders. And now all we're thinking of doing is just rolling the tailbone a little bit away from the floor. So we're trying to wake up those low abs, just that little tuck and down, tuck and down. And 3, and 4. We've got 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and very last one. Perfect. From here, we're going to uncross the ankles and push the feet together. So some energy in your heels. Knees are in far enough so your back's nice and flat. Want to keep pressing your feet together as we just close and open the knees. So we're really trying to wake up those glute muscles. Close and open. Let's go 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. Perfect. And now I'm going to give you a choice. We're going to anchor the ribs. We're going to lower the feet down towards the floor to wherever you can go without your back changing, and then tuck it in. This is going to be a far easier exercise if your knees stay bent. If you want to make it a little more challenging, we lengthen the legs out and then just lower down to that point that you feel like it's hard to keep your back down, you're challenged, your abs are working, but it's not changing. And then tuck it in and do it again. Coming up, inhale to prepare, exhale, lower it down until that point that you feel challenged. And when you find that point, tuck it in, give it a little rest, and come up again. Anchor the ribs, and we're going to lower down to that challenge point, then tuck it in. Remember, if that's too intense, keep the knees bent. It'll be a little easier with those shorter levers. 2 more. And very last one. Perfect. From here, we'll just hold on to the knees and we're going to make a little circle. And then pause and reverse, go the other way. 3 and 2. Again, lower abs are getting tired or your back's getting tired. Keep your hands on your knees. If you're feeling okay with it, we're going to go without the hands on the knees. 3 and 2 and 1, and then pause and reverse. 4. And the bigger you make those circles, the more challenging it'll be. So you decide, but again, the back stays nice and flat. And very last one, super. Okay, now when you're ready, we're just gonna roll the knees and let our body follow till we're on our side. And then I wanna have your hand under your head for support, but if it hurts to have your arm up there, just grab yourself a ball or a pillow or something so that that head's really supported. Never let the head drag, that's really hard on the neck. Okay, from here, we're in a good position to glue the feet together and just open and close. And 2, and 3. So we're trying to keep hips and belly button facing forward. We want to open as far as we can, but not far enough that we find ourselves rolling. So really be certain that that upper body's staying nice and still. 4. We're going 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And very last one. Perfect. Okay, we're going to go for a little walk here. So we're going to straighten that top leg out, pull the toes right back to your nose, really pressing into the heel. And we're going to let that leg come forward. And then point the toe. And just going to walk back. And the goal is to extend the hip as much as we can without your upper body moving. You could put your hand right in the middle of the sternum and see if that's happening. So we want to keep that upper body nice and still as we move that leg back and forth. Heel and toe. And heel and toe. Let's go 3 more. And reach. And 2 more. And reach. And on this very last one, we're going to come back and then we're going to bend the knee in towards your chest and go for a bicycle ride. Reach the leg out and roll it back. Up, extend, and back. And 3, extend, and back. 3 more. And reach. 2 more. And reach. Very last one. And just let those legs stack up. We're gonna do a few more leg lifts. So from here, keep your legs in that perfect line so nothing changes with your top legs. They're lined up. We're just gonna straighten that bottom leg out. And then let your toe come down till it touches the floor. We're gonna lead a little bit with the heel for this to come up and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. 4 and down. 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and very last one. Well done. We'll bend that top leg in. We're going to straighten the bottom one out. Top leg, you decide whether it goes behind, which is a little easier, up to the front, which is a little harder. If you come up to the front, try to open that hip up to stretch it out. Bottom foot, we're trying to make it as flat as we could. Imagine balancing a book on it as we lift and lower. 2 and down. Relax your neck. 3 and down. 4 and down. Just 4 more. If you want to make it harder, never quite touch the ground. If you need that little rest, by all means, put it down and take a little break in between. Very last one, and relax. Nice work. And then from here, we're just gonna roll ourselves onto our belly. And then from here, let's prop ourselves up onto our elbows. Try to pull your belly button up away from the floor. And then when you're ready, we're gonna just start by pointing the toe and trying to squeeze that invisible tennis ball behind your knee. And then maybe on that side where the knee's bent, become a little heavier on that hip and lengthen out through the knee. And just breathe. If that's okay and you want to make it a little more intense, we're just going to flex the foot so you're pressing into the heel as you bend. Still pulling that belly button up. Hold it there for 4 and 3 and 2 and relax. And then we're going to do the other side. So again, nice and even through the hips to start out with. We're going to bend that foot in. Bring it as far as you can, and then a little heavier on that side of your hip, and then lengthen that knee out a little bit. And if you want to intensify it a little bit more, flex the foot. There's more probability of cramping with that flex foot, so you go wherever you can go without feeling that cramp. Nice deep breathing. 4 and 3 and 2, and then point it and down. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to lower ourselves down. Just slide the hands so they're right beside your shoulders. Trying to just slide the elbows back as far as you're comfortable. Little bit of a double chin. If your back bothers you at all, turning your heels in might help, and really squeezing your glutes. Okay, from here we want to keep a little bit of a double chin, but we're going to lift ourselves up and away. So we're looking at the floor and not, we don't want to be hyperextending that neck and looking out towards the wall in front of you. So keep that chin tucked and down. Now the goal is to be as light on your hands as you can be. In a perfect world, you can lift those up and bring your thumbs up towards your shoulders. So you decide. And down. If you need your hands a little bit, that's fine. If you can unweight them, even better yet for the posture. And down. Again, double chin, just extending through the spine, really helping that posture. You decide whether to lift the hands or not. And down. And let's go 3 more. And 2 more. And very last one. Well done. Okay, from here we're going to come up and be on our hands and knees. Let's come on up to the front of the mat, so near the front, because we're going to be extending the legs. I want to have lots of room. In a perfect world, when our hands are facing forward, our elbow creases are facing each other. So if you can, try to make that happen without your hands moving. If your hands or if your wrists hurt, feel free to come down to your elbows, or sometimes reaching the arms out a bit and taking a little bit of bend out helps. Really pressing into the fingers can help, especially the thumb. It's a little stronger part of the hand. Imagine somebody's going to give you that great big push and they can't push you over. That way we know our core is awake. We're going to start by reaching one foot out. Keep your toes tucked and try to extend through the heel. So pushing back into that heel, trying to create length through the back of that leg. Big breath in. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to be flicking the toes. Like imagine there's some beach sand under your toes and we're just flicking it away as we lift that leg up. Okay, and we lift that leg as high as we can without feeling like your back's changing at all. If you feel like you're having any strain in your back, make the lift a little smaller. 3, and 2, and on the last one we'll hold that leg up, and let's just slide the opposite hand out and see if you can lift that hand up. And now as we lift, we're going to reach that hand as far away from your toes as you can. Nice long arms and legs. Hold it there for 4, and 3, and 2, and then come on down. Perfect. We're going to widen the knees a little bit and just rock back and forth. Give yourself a little break. Just working that nice straight spine and just opening those hips up a little bit more. Last one. Okay, let's bring our knees in, stack them under the hip. Reach that other leg out. Press into the heel and lengthen through the back of that leg. Big, big breath. Give that a little time to stretch. And then when you're ready, back to that original position, we're going to flip the toes away and lift the leg and down. And 2, remember to only go to that height that you can go without feeling anything in your back. 3, it's all glute here. 4, 2 more. 5, last one, and hold. Then slide that other hand out and lift. Lengthen and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. And down. Perfect. Okay, from here, let's come on up, give your wrists a little break. And while we're doing that, we're going to switch over to the other side. So we started with that bent knee position. Imagine there's a wall behind you, head, bum, and feet against the wall. And we're starting with the clams. We're going to open and close. Keeping those hips facing forward. And 3. And 4. 4 more. Really important exercise for anyone with back problems. Really important that we strengthen those glutes. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Perfect. Now we're going for a walk. So we're lengthening that leg out, pulling the toes back to your nose. Heel comes forward. Sternum stays nice and still as we sweep that leg back. And heel forward. One of the first range of motion we lose as we age is that hip extension. So it's really important that we can extend through the hip without arching that low back. We don't want that back to be going back and forth like a coat hanger every time we take a step. 2 more. And last one. Perfect. And now the bicycle. We're going to bring that knee up, reach the leg out long, and just sweep it back. It's a nice long bike pedal. We can't reach the pedals. We're reaching out. And 3 more, and 2 more, and we're on very last one. Perfect, and then just restack everything. Legs stay where they are. We're just extending that top leg, turning the toe down a bit till it hits the floor and leading with the heel as we lift and lower. 2 and 3 and 4. 4 more. 3 more. Relax the neck. 2 more. And very last one. Well done. Let's finish on our back. So we're going to come onto our back. We've done leg lifts in every direction except the front. So we'll finish off with those. We're going to stay even through the back of the hips and just reach that left leg forward. Let's pull the toes right back to your nose. And we're going to lift that leg up only to about knee height. And then point the toe and sweep it down. Again, something's just out of reach. Trying to reach that leg as we lift. And reach the toes out as you lower. Again, trying to stay even through the back of the hips. Heel up. Toe down. Reach to the heel. Lengthen through the toe. 4 more. And 3 more. And down. 2 more. And down. Very last one. And release. Perfect. Bring that leg in. Give it a little shake if you need to. Extend the other leg out. We're just going to reach up, only going about knee height, and then point the toe and down. Trying to stay level through the back of the hips as you lift and lower. There's no hurry here, lots of control to come up and down. 3 more. And 2 more. And down. Very last one. Well done today. Let's just finish off by bringing the knees into the chest. Give it a great big hug and just a little roll back and forth. Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you watching. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.